Hey, what's good, Power People? This is the Power Living with Purpose podcast with David C. Henderson, and this is Midweek Motivation. This Midweek Motivation is part of an ongoing series that I'm going to be doing called "Stop Letting Society Brainwash You," and I'm talking about different topics. This topic first is guns. All right, and this is probably going to be part one. I'm probably going to have more to say because it's such a problematic subject. All right, I posted a picture today and a caption, and it's long, and I'm going to read it. The picture said, "Guns are never the answer or solution for anything. They're always the problem because they're specifically designed to kill, and most people don't use them to hunt." All right, most people do not use guns to hunt. So all y'all Second Amendment people talking about hunting, just shut up, because 99% of y'all, 90% of people ain't out there hunting ain't hunting year round with the guns. They're using it for other reasons. So, all right, I say it here, now. All right, in terms of guns, we must be the change that we want to see, and it takes a village to change the narrative. All right, in terms of guns, America has fed us non-stop violent music, TV, movies, and video games for the last 50 years, saying it's only entertainment. It's only entertainment, while pushing lies and brainwashing us for decades by the Second Amendment, gun nuts, and the NRA's propaganda that has you believing, that has conservatives especially believing that guns are as necessary as oxygen, and even Jesus would have had a gun too, which is completely false and wrong, and couldn't be farther from the truth. True. And everybody's falling for it hook, line, and sinker. You thinking that guns are as necessary as oxygen. You don't realize it. We're being used and abused. We're being used as pawns in a chess game for the gun industry and the government as well. I'll explain, to profit more while we consistently lose more. Y'all, we're being played like stupid idiots. Today's adults grew up in mostly safe America. Now I can't say that about every neighborhood, but for the majority of America, all the way up until the all the way up to about the 80s, and 90s, mostly it was safe. All right, and for many of us in the 80s and 90s, it was still safe. All right, because prior to 2004, assault weapons were illegal. And our kids, however, our kids today are growing up in the wild, wild west because we've ignored reality. So I'm talking mostly to adults, because you're the ones who set the example for kids. You think that everybody got to have a gun. You think that most people do not use guns to hunt. The sole purpose of a handgun is to shoot and kill another human being who you think might possibly be a threat. Even if they're just somebody coming to ask you for help, like Ralph Yarl, the boy in St. Louis. So let's pray for him. Or somebody walking up to you to tell you, hey, you're going the wrong way. You need to go the other way, like Garrett Foster in the Black Lives Matter protest. Rest in peace to him. And guns are $1 trillion lie from hell that we were all sold. It's a self-fulfilling myth of gun required self-defense. The only reason you believe that is because you've been sold a lie. It's because we're not doing kindergarten math, and we don't want to add up the value of the material value that we have on our person at any given time, and knowing the fact that you robbed yourself of more than anybody could ever rob you. You know you've missed out hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars in opportunity, wasted expenses, wasted time, all kind of stuff, different things. You think you need a gun to protect yourself from a robber? You're the biggest robber in your life. You've robbed yourself of tens of thousands of dollars. Some of y'all done robbed yourself of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of y'all done robbed yourself of millions of dollars because of decisions that you've made in your life. Can't nobody with a gun on the street ever rob you for more than you could have robbed yourself in life because of your decisions. Or and then you don't want to end up like XXXTentacion. If you want to tussle with if you don't want to give up, somebody robs you and you don't want to give it up, then 9 times out of 10, they're going to want to shoot you. The biggest self-defense is 2 hands. All right, take what you want. Whatever you got, you know what I'm saying? You going if you have a paycheck coming in the next week or the week after or the week after that, you can buy another one. You can finance the most expensive iPhones now for $25 or $50 a month. You know what I'm saying? You don't if somebody comes up to you and wants to rob you, your life is worth more than $25 a month. It's worth more than $50 a month. It's worth more than a copay that you got to pay to get something back. You know what I'm saying? Or a copay you got to pay on some home insurance if somebody breaking your house. Somebody breaking your house and they want to steal your stuff. It's the same thing as if you would have dropped your TV when you were moving. They stole your TV, same as them dropping. You dropped it when you were moving. They stole your stuff. It's the same thing as if you dropped it and messed it up. Same thing as if you left it at a hotel somewhere. Same thing as if you lost your stuff. Same thing as if you dropped something on it and messed it up. You know what I'm saying? You ironing something, you burnt it up. You messed up. You've messed up more stuff in your life than any robber could ever rob. Somebody could come in your house right now and take everything out, and it still wouldn't amount to the amount of stuff that you have robbed yourself of in your life. So why you worried about so much about I gotta have a gun, I gotta have a gun? Somebody walk up on me, I'm gonna bust them. I'm gonna bust them. They probably gonna bust you, because as soon as you try to pull out a gun on them, they already got the gun out on you, and they probably gonna shoot you, and you're gonna end up with bullets in your body for the rest of your life. We think it's a myth. It's a lie. You're thinking you gotta have a gun for self-defense. The biggest self-defense is 2 hands. Go ahead, get it, whatever, take it. Because within 24, 48, 72 hours, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you can get whatever you got back, even if they steal your car. Because if you done had a car that broke down, then you done had to buy another car. Same thing as somebody carjacking you and taking your car. No difference. Your car broke down, you gotta get another car. Somebody carjack you, you gotta get another car. You got to finance another car at some point anyway. You can get another one. It's the same difference as if your car broke down and you had to get another one. There's no difference. So, especially if you file a police report, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right, you can get anything that a robber could take from you, you can get it back. All right, so I'm done with that topic. I still want to talk a little bit more about that in depth. I'm gonna do the research on the statistics and come back to that topic. But now, then I said, the next one is the guns are so you can take your anger out on or your poor mental health on somebody by shooting them or shooting a group of people or a certain clique or crowd or group of people because you have anger issues. You have poor mental health where you can't solve a problem with somebody or a group of people. You feel like you got to shoot it out. And obviously that's putting everyone in between's life on the line, and it's also putting your life on the line and your future on the line. And you can and in America we have 2 million incarcerated people. The biggest place on the face of the planet to get incarcerated is the United States of America. In the United States, all you gotta do is make one false move. Even whether you black, white, brown, yellow, red, doesn't matter. Whatever color you are, whoever you are, all you are is one false move away from going to prison in America. This is the land we live in. So the more guns we have floating around everywhere, the more chance of you messing yourself up or messing somebody else up and getting sent away. All right. And besides, you got to realize we live in the land of for-profit prisons. For-profit prisons. When you get locked up, they make money. Just like for people like who've invested in them, like Michael Jordan. That's why I don't have a lot of respect for him off the court, because he was investing in private prisons instead of investing in nonprofits. Or helping when people are getting killed for his shoes, he's investing in private prisons. But anyway, so the prison system destroys. It's a correctional system that does not correct. It doesn't correct anything. All it does is make you worse. Allows grown men to get raped for dozens and dozens for however long they're in there. Allows them to have destroyed mental health. It does not have a system of trying to educate and help prepare the inmates for re-entry to society, unless there's a place that they have instituted certain programs, like in Chicago with Living Word Christian Center, what we've done there. But the majority of prisons, they could care less about your personal development. You just in there so they can get a paycheck to watch you. And that's all. And it goes back to the politicians, goes back to all of that. It's all a chess game, and you are the pawns. If you walk around thinking you got to have a gun, you got to shoot somebody, if somebody looks at you wrong, you got to shoot somebody. If somebody walk up on you wrong, you're a pawn in the chess game. You're being used, and they're making all the money, and you're losing your life before the age of 65. All the money that you paid into the system is going back to the government because you didn't live old enough. You didn't live long enough to get the money. You know what I'm saying? So if you put yourself in position to die before you can get your retirement check, your Social Security check, and all that, they gonna get that money. Your family's not gonna get it. All right. So, and prisons are using slave labor. What is it, the 14th Amendment? It allows slavery. Slavery is legal. Slavery is 100% legal if you are a prisoner of the state. In the Constitution, I believe 14th Amendment, 13, 14. But anyway, so prisons are using inmates, paying them $1 an hour, $1 a day to make stuff for billion-dollar corporations. They come in, they getting all different type of stuff for the fast food places. They making stuff. They making tampons. They making all kind of stuff behind the wall in prison, or they going to the factories, and in the prison, the inmates are making stuff and only getting paid $1 a day, $1 an hour, 50 cents an hour. It's slave labor. They want you to think that you got to live by the gun. They want us to think that guns are our way of life, so that we can get caught slipping, so we can get sent to prison, so they can so we can become legal slaves. Legal slaves legal slavery is allowed in prison. Once you get locked up, you're a property of them. All right. So we're being used and abused as pawns in the chess game. And at the end of the day, if you're not using your gun for hunting, you're only going to use your gun for killing. And you think that you got to kill somebody before they kill you, but 9 times out of 10, the biggest self-defense is 2 hands. So anyway, what we need to do is help the children of the day to understand that guns are not the answer. And then on top of that, understand that if you're worried about being robbed, just understand you are the biggest part. You have robbed yourself of more money that you've wasted at a casino, on lottery tickets, on all kind of stuff that was a waste of money. You robbed yourself of way more money than any robber. You could get robbed 100 times in your life, and they still wouldn't take as much as you've taken from yourself. All right. And if you've done without a car, you've lost money in your life, you lost your wallet, you lost your phone, you lost all kind of stuff. It's the same thing as somebody taking it because you got it, and then you get it right back. You got it back soon after, or you got another one. All right. I'm not welcoming people to rob me, but if I'm walking down the street anywhere in America and I get robbed, so what? I could care less. Within 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, I'm gonna get everything back that they could have possibly ever taken me. They can't take my house, can't take my electricity, they can't take my water. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff that's the only type of stuff that I need in order to get another paycheck, some more business income. All right. As long as I keep my life and I'm up and then I'm good. All right. So the other part is to call Congress, call your representatives in Congress, and call your state representatives and tell them to ban assault weapons, like before 2004 when George W. Bush was president and Congress allowed assault weapons to become legal for the first time in American history. They were illegal before 2004. And the last 19 years, we've been victim to a society where assault weapons are legal, and you can go to Academy Sports and buy them. You know what I'm saying? So tell your congressman, your congresswoman, your representative that we need to go back, turn the page back 19 years to when America was safer, not totally safe, but safer than than it is today. And hopefully our kids won't have to keep growing up in the wild, wild west. And most importantly, train the children up into letting them know that guns are not the solution, and guns are not even a necessity 90% of the time. So it's not, because most of the time is more likely that something bad is going to happen and to mess up your life, your body, somebody else's future, your future, way more than just either putting your hands up or just staying in your lane, stepping away from confrontation, just staying focused on what you're doing in life and not going back and forth with people, especially when guns are involved. So that's all I can say for this week. I didn't mean to go this long, but this is Midweek Motivation, Part 1. Stop letting society brainwash you. Today's topic is guns. Stay powerful, my friends.